Now I'm going to be taking the Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to apply it on my cheeks, my chin, my nose, my forehead. And then I'm just going to take my fingers and I'm just going to rub it in. So now I'm going to be taking my foundation. I'm going to be using the Hydrating Foundation. I am in the color 230 at the moment. So now I'm going to take my foundation, apply some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take my precision sponge and I'm just going to dip in at the very bottom of it. And I'm going to start to layer. So my chin gets really red. So chin, cheek area. And I'm not going too close under my eyes because I'm gonna apply some color corrector and concealer there as well. But see, you can already start to see that full coverage effect just by adding where you need it. So just layering this on all the areas that actually need coverage and kind of avoiding the areas that don't. So now I'm going to color correct. I'm gonna be taking the Pro Filter Concealer in the color 270. Which is a awesome peachy pink tone. So I have most of my dark in this area here towards the inside and like almost like a bit of a dip right here. So I'm gonna focus that there and kind of avoid going right under my eyes where I have a little bit of dark and also on the outside since I don't need it out there. And the reason why I don't go all the way under my eyes because I smoke this out anyway. So that darkness will actually help the smoky effect under my eye a lot better than applying concealer all the way up there and making it look cakey. So now I'm just taking the concealer brush and I am just blending that in. And I'm going really soft because I don't want to create any kind of lines or texture there. Now I am going to conceal. I'm going to be using the color 240. Even though my foundation is a bit light at the moment, I don't want to go too light with my concealer. I want brightening under here, but I kind of want it to blend. And I kind of want to brighten a bit more with powder. So I'm just going to do that under there, just a little on my chin where I get a little red. I really don't want to conceal down my nose or on my chin too much because I'm going to apply highlight there and I don't want it to get cakey since we're going for this more kind of natural look. Now I'm taking the little precision sponge, the pointy one, and I'm just going to just pat that on and kind of blend very, very lightly so that the colors kind of merge together. Okay, now it's time to give my face some dimension. I am gonna take the matchsticks in the color Suede. I'm gonna take that, kind of warm it up on the back of my hand. Then I'm gonna go in just where my hairline kind of starts, right about there. I always say outside of the pupil going down, you wanna stop. You don't wanna bring it all the way in or else it will make your cheeks look rounder. Then I'm gonna go underneath my chin and jawline. Try to avoid contouring right on your jawline because then that defeats the purpose. Contour underneath your chin and jawline because then it will make your chin connect to your neck, which you don't want. You want your chin and your jawline to be more prominent. So if anything, you could add highlight on there, but do not contour the actual jawline. That will help to actually make your jawline look a lot more chiseled. I also added a little on the sides of the bridge of my nose and right where my eyebrows start. Now I'm gonna blend everything. I'm gonna go in with the exact same brush that I used for my foundation. I actually like that there's a little foundation left over on there. And this brush actually helps to blend and buff in so seamlessly and so easily. So you can just kind of go to town on this part. Blend, blend, blend. And blend. So now that everything is blended in, I'm going to go in with some Invisimatte powder and my powder puff brush, and I'm going to set all of this. So this is just going to give me a really thin layer of setting. So now I will be taking the Sunstalker bronzer in Private Island, and I'm going to take another precision contour brush, and I'm going to apply this right on the areas that I applied my cream suede matchstick as well, just to kind trying to emphasize those areas and kind of start to warm up. Now, I'm also going to use this almost like a blush and apply on the apples of my cheek and kind of go up to my temples just to kind of give my skin a little bit more warmth. And underneath my chin and jawline as well. I also like to take a little on a crease brush and just go down the sides of my nose and kind of up here where my brow starts. And this just really gives a nice shadow effect when you're filling in your brows as well. And I just really like when it connects because it gives your face so much more dimension. So now it's time to do a little bit of eye brightening. I'm going to be taking the loose Pro Filter powder and I'm using the color Butter. I'm going to take the little precision sponge, I'm going to dip into it, and I'm actually going to apply it on the sides of my nose. So this is actually going to help the nose contour stand out even more. And then I'm going to also apply underneath my eyes on the inside where I need to brighten up. So where I have my darkest area, just to make it look brighter. And I'm also going to do where my smile line starts all the way over to the back. And this is just going to help chisel your cheeks. So now it's time to start wiping off some of the bake. What I like to do, a little tip, I go into the Invisimatte with my brush and then I kind of swipe off the bake. And this just helps it look even smoother. It really helps blur and make your skin look filter-like. So just go into it and then swipe all that out. So to get this melted back into the skin, I'm going to be taking the What It Do mist and I'm going to mist my whole face and be super generous with this. This is going to make your skin look skin-like again. Oh my gosh, and it smells divine. So now it's time for brows. I'm going to be taking the Brown VP in dark brown, using the paddle brush side to kind of brush all of my hairs going the same direction. Then I'm going to take the color and I am going to add only where I feel it is more sparse and it actually needs product. So working on that tail first to give my brows a really good shape. And then taking the paddle side and kind of blending through that product so that I can still see my hairs in between to give that feathered brow effect. So applying product and then paddle brush, blend your product. So brow is on this side, just giving you a comparison. They still look nice and feathered-like, but they do have product on the tail and then just a little throughout the brow, and then making sure again to always blend so that you still get that hair in between. So now I'm going to start with my eyes. A little tip, I like to take my 270 concealer and use this as my eye primer, and it just really helps my eyeshadow look super smooth and pigmented. So just gonna pat that on with a concealer brush before I actually set it with the shadow, and then I'm just gonna start to apply this in my crease. And I like to sometimes take a little as well on the outside of my eye line because this is going to help lift up my eyes and give like a really nice catty effect. So I'm gonna take that again, outside of the eye, bring it up. So now I'm gonna go in with that same color and I'm gonna go in with the Precision Eye Brush and I am gonna go all underneath my eye. So remember how we left this dark? Well, now I'm just gonna emphasize that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of She Salute and Fatigue, which is like a really cool mustard and then like a khaki green. I'm gonna mix them together. And then I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to apply that right on my eyelid. So just all over my lids, I'm just going to coat this blend. So it almost gives like this really cool olivey, yellowy color. It's a really dope color. So now I'm just gonna take Fatigue by itself on my crease brush, and I'm going to apply it in the crease and kind of blend it upward. So starting on the outside and then blending in. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of Honey Mission, still working from the same palette, which is this really pretty gold with a little bit of like a green undertone to it. And I'm going to apply that on the inner corners of my eyes. So like this corner here, and I like to open up my eye by taking it up into the actual shadow. That for me, because I do have a bit of a hooded eye, it helps open it up a bit. So like right in there. And a little on the very beginning of my eyelid. I left a little space there for it. So I'm gonna go in a little later and deepen it in my crease. I always like to deepen it in my crease after my eyeliner. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna be using the Fly Pencil in Bank Tank, which is a really dark military green. And I am going to apply that just directly on my eyelid, starting from the outer end and kind of creating a shape. So I'm gonna do like a wing shape, super thick at the end and then kind of thinner as it goes in. So applying that right on my eyes. And you do have a little bit of playtime, so you can definitely smudge your pencil, which I am going to definitely do. And I'm going super thick on the outside. And then I'm gonna go thinner on the inside. So super duper catty. I also added it on my waterline and right at the bottom lash line, just to give like a full swoop up effect. So I already added some eyelashes. Now I'm just adding a little bit of Glamo Camo from the same Cadet palette right in the very crease, just to give a little bit of dimension. And also makes the eyes look really pretty. Now I'm gonna add mascara using Full Frontal, and I am using the flat side to get super up into the root of the lashes so that I could stick my lashes with the falsies. I also take my fingers and I kind of like pinch, and that way they all kind of stick together. I got my fit on. Now I'm gonna do my lip. I'm gonna be doing Saucy. I just feel like the eyes are so like military vibes, and so is my kind of olivey green top. So I wanted to set it off with like a bright pop orange. So I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna apply it. Like butter. So buttery. And on the top. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm going to take it upside down and kind of do my lip line all around my lip. So this is the final look.